Deep beneath the waves, where the ocean glows with colors no human eye has ever seen, the Sea King ruled from a palace of coral and pearl. His youngest daughter, the Little Mermaid, was the fairest of his 6 children. Her skin shimmered like moonlight on water, her eyes held the blue of the deepest sea, and her voice was the sweetest song the ocean had ever known. Merfolk lived 300 years, but when they died, they became only foam upon the waves, with no immortal soul to rise to the heavens. The Little Mermaid longed for the world above. Her sisters brought tales of ships, cities, and sunsets, but she dreamed most of all of humans and of love. Humans have souls that live forever, her grandmother told her, but they have short lives. If a human truly loves a mermaid and marries her, she gains an immortal soul. Without that love, she turns to foam at death. On her 15th birthday, the Little Mermaid rose to the surface. There, amid a grand celebration, she saw a handsome prince on a splendid ship. A prince in peril. Will the Little Mermaid save him and ignite a forbidden love? The Storm and Rescue in Part 2. Like if the underwater world enchants you. Part 2. The prince and the storm. He laughed with eyes like the sky, and her heart was lost in an instant. A storm struck suddenly. Thunder, lightning, waves like mountains. The ship shattered, and the prince sank into the depths. The Little Mermaid dove after him, cradling his unconscious body through raging currents until she reached a quiet shore near a temple. She laid him on the sand, singing her most beautiful song to comfort him, then hid among rocks as temple maidens approached. One found him, and he awoke believing she had saved him. Heartbroken yet burning with love, the Little Mermaid returned home silent and sorrowful. Obsessed with a human prince, what desperate bargain will she make? The Sea Witch's Lair in Part 3. Subscribe for the sacrifice. Part 3. The Witch's Terrible Price. She visited the Sea Witch's Lair, a terrifying place of writhing polyps and bubbling cauldrons. I want to walk on land, she pleaded. I want the prince to love me and give me a soul. The witch laughed. I can give you legs with a potion, but every step will feel like walking on sharp knives, bleeding always. And the price is steep. Your voice, the sweetest in the sea. I will cut out your tongue. If the prince marries another, you die at dawn the next day, becoming foam on the waves. No return. The Little Mermaid agreed. The witch cut her tongue, brewed the potion, and sent her to shore. Agony seared through her as her tail split into legs. Naked and mute, she collapsed on the beach, silenced forever on land. Will the prince love the voiceless mermaid? Life at the Palace in Part 4. Part 4. Painful love on land. The prince found her, took pity, and brought her to his palace. He dressed her in silks, let her sleep on cushions outside his door, and rode with her through forests. She danced for him despite the torture of every step, blood staining the floor unseen, her grace unmatched. The prince grew fond of her, calling her his little foundling. You are dear to me, he said, for you resemble the girl who saved me. But his heart belonged to the temple maiden. To secure peace, he was sent to marry a neighboring princess. When he saw her, he cried, You are the one from the temple who saved my life. He married her with joy. That night, the Little Mermaid stood on the ship in despair. The prince marries another. Dawn brings death. Will she kill him to survive? The heartbreaking choice in Part 5. Comment your thoughts. Part 5. Foam on the waves. Her sisters rose from the waves, hair shorn short. We gave our hair to the witch for this dagger. Stab the prince's heart. Let his blood touch your feet, and your tail will return. Live with us. Tears fell from her eyes. She had learned to cry on land. She entered his chamber, dagger raised over the sleeping prince and his bride. But love was too strong. She kissed his brow, threw the dagger into the sea, waves turning red, and at sunrise, dissolved into foam. Yet her goodness did not vanish. She became a daughter of the air, transparent spirits who earn souls through 300 years of good deeds. Kind children's joy shortens the time. Selfish tears lengthen it. Invisible, she kisses sleeping children, brings gentle breezes, and works unseen for her eternal soul, forever silent, forever loving. Thank you for watching the full tragic tale. If this story of lost voice and selfless love broke your heart, like, subscribe, and share.